Most paddle players will spend hundreds of dollars this year replacing equipment designed to look premium rather than perform like it. 5 brands are actively profiting from that confusion right now. 5 others are quietly building some of the most reliable and honestly priced rackets on the market. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which side of that line your money has been going to. Let's start with the brands taking you for a ride. Adidas. Let's be honest, Adidas is a football brand that decided paddle was growing fast enough to be worth a logo. And they were right. The sport has exploded across Europe and Latin America, and Adidas arrived with deep pockets, elite sponsorships, and the metal bone, a racket that retails at $435 for the Alejandro Galán edition. $435. For context, Galán is currently ranked among the world's best players. He generates swing speeds, wrist action, and court coverage that the average club player will never approach. The metal bone is built around his mechanics, his style, and his marketing value. It is built around you in the way that a Formula One car is built for everyday commuting. A paddle coach in Madrid put it directly after watching a dozen club players struggle with the metal bone at his facility. It is a racket that punishes imperfect timing, and club players have imperfect timing most of the time. His better players improved immediately when he moved them to a round-shaped racket at half the price. The 3-stripe metal bone sat in the corner. Independent reviewers confirmed the same conclusion. The performance gap versus paddle specialist brands at $250 is far narrower than the price gap suggests. You are paying for the stripes and the player on the box. The racket underneath is solid, but not $435 solid. Babolat. Babolat is a name that carries real weight in racket sports. They have been making strings since 1875, tennis rackets for decades, and when Padel exploded, Babolat followed. The same playbook, the same pattern, a different sport. The Viper line, fronted by Juan Lebron, one of the most technically gifted players on the circuit, carries a price point that assumes you play at something approximating his level. Most buyers do not. Paddle racket reviews noted directly that whilst Babolat paddle rackets come with the badge of honor of a premium brand, they are not as competitive in terms of price and quality when compared to paddle specialists. That sentence deserves to be read twice. A heritage racket brand entering a sport it did not build, charging specialist prices for non-specialist expertise. One independent tester who reviewed the Viper Carbon against 3 Spanish specialist rackets at similar prices wrote that the Babolat lost on feel, durability, and arm comfort to all 3. The Viper is not a bad racket. It is an expensive racket that exists because LeBron's name moves units, not because Babolat has spent 30 years perfecting paddle engineering. Head. Head makes some genuinely excellent paddle rackets. The Extreme Pro line has received strong independent reviews and deserves credit for its performance-to-price ratio in the mid-range. But at the premium tier, $250 and above, Head is running a release cycle that should irritate any buyer who compares release notes from one year to the next. The pattern is consistent across seasons. Minor material updates. Slightly adjusted swing weight. Technology naming that cycles through graphene, speed foam, and auxetic on a rotating schedule designed to create the impression of innovation without delivering it. Full retail price every 2 years for a product that independent testers have repeatedly noted offers marginal real-world differences from the previous version. One reviewer compared the 2024 Extreme to its 2022 predecessor and concluded the differences were visible only under laboratory conditions. On a paddle court, they were invisible. Head is counting on the fact that gear-focused players do not go back and compare specifications. For the majority of club players, the $280 head from last season performs identically to the $280 head from this season. The marketing budget does not agree. The physics does. Wilson. Wilson arrived in Padel carrying the weight of Federer, Serena, Williams, and a century of racket sport authority. And then they made a specific mistake that brands with long histories in other sports tend to make. They assumed that excellence in one racket sport translates directly into another. Padel is not tennis scaled down. The court dynamics, the wall interactions, the specific demands on frame flex and rubber core response require years of sport-specific development to understand properly. Wilson brings exceptional tennis engineering to paddle, and then prices the result as if they had spent 30 years on the 20x10 court. Players who have switched from Wilson paddle rackets to specialist brands at the same price point consistently report a significant improvement in feel and durability. Not a marginal improvement, a significant one. The Wilson name is real. The Wilson paddle expertise at this stage of the brand's presence in the sport is not yet at the level the price tag implies. Give them another decade. Right now, the money is better spent elsewhere. Bull Paddle. This one requires clarity up front, because Bull Paddle is not a bad brand. They are a paddle specialist founded in Spain in 1995, with genuine technical expertise and a real engineering philosophy built around EVA foam cores and carbon fiber construction. The Vertex and Hack lines are legitimate rackets that serious players choose for legitimate reasons. Their entry and mid-tier ranges offer genuinely strong value. The problem is the premium tier. Bull Paddle became the official apparel sponsor of the World Paddle Tour and, as of 2024, an official partner of Premier Padel, the professional circuit governed by the International Padel Federation. Paquito Navarro, Gemma Trier, Alejandra Salazar, Fede Chingotto, Martín Dineno. The sponsorship roster reads like a Premier Paddle starting lineup, because it essentially is one. That level of professional circuit presence costs significant money. It does not appear on the racket's material specification sheet. It appears on the price tag of the Vertex 05, their top performance offering, at above $280. At that price point, independent reviewers consistently find that paddle specialists without Premier Paddle sponsorship overhead are producing rackets with comparable or superior performance characteristics. You are not just buying a racket. You are partly funding what you see on the professional court. If that is a trade you want to make, go ahead. If you want the best performing racket for the money, the Vertex 05 is probably not it. Now, the 5 that actually earn what they charge. Starvi. Starvi is a Spanish paddle specialist that has built its entire reputation on one thing: delivering professional-level performance materials at prices that do not assume you are also funding a television production budget. Founded in Spain and focused exclusively on paddle, they operate without the sponsorship overhead of brands higher in the visibility chain. The Titania Pro has been independently cited as the best value-for-money racket on the market across multiple review platforms. Paddle 5 named it the top value-for-money pick in their 2024 analysis. The EVA soft high recovery rubber core delivers a feel that most players associate with rackets at €50 more. One reviewer who tested it alongside Bull Paddle's Vertex at a similar price point wrote that the Starvi delivered more consistent performance for club-level players. Wider sweet spot, more forgiving on off-center hits, better arm comfort over a 3-hour session. Starvi does not need Galan on the box to justify the price. The product does that work on its own. SEU. SEU is what happens when a brand decides that innovation in construction is more interesting than innovation in marketing. A paddle specialist without ATP-level sponsorship overhead, SEU has built a following through college programs, club players, and word of mouth among people who care more about what is inside the frame than whose name is on it. Padel identified SEU as one of the best value-for-money options on the market, with the Revolution 12K specifically called out as ideal for intermediate to upper intermediate players seeking a balanced, reliable racket at a price that reflects construction rather than branding. The Diablo Pro line adds an offensive edge without sacrificing control. At prices between €150 and €220 for their serious performance offerings, SEU consistently outperforms competitors charging €50 to €80 more for a sponsor's signature on the grip. SEU does not have that sponsor. That is precisely why the price is where it is. Knox. Here is the wait what moment for anyone who has been paying attention to professional padel. Agustin Tapia, currently ranked among the top players in the world, plays with a Knox racket. Knox is not a giant with a Premier Padel broadcast budget. They are a specialist brand that earned Tapia's partnership because the product performed at his level, not because the contract was the biggest offer on the table. Racket Central described Knox as one of the most trusted paddle brands for players who value feel, precision, and all-around performance. The AT10 Genius family is the centerpiece, available in 12K and 18K carbon fiber configurations, with MLD Black EVA cores delivering clean feedback on every shot. Paddleful rated the AT10 Genius 18K 2026 maneuverability at 9.4 out of 10, the highest in their entire selection. At prices between 300 and 400 euros for the premium AT10 line, Knox occupies a space where the construction genuinely justifies the investment. Tapia plays with this racket because it performs at his level, not because Knox outbid Adidas. That distinction matters more than most buyers realize until they have held both rackets in their hands. If this breakdown is changing how you think about your next purchase, subscribe before we continue. We cover gear the way the brands hope you never will, with sources, not slogans. Royal Padel. Royal Padel has been building rackets since 1991. They were in paddle before paddle was fashionable, before the sponsorship economy around the sport existed, and before brands from other disciplines decided the market was worth entering. 30-plus years of product iteration based on actual court feedback rather than market timing. The brand's signature is polyethylene rubber cores, a material choice that produces a hitting response and arm comfort profile that players with elbow histories specifically seek out. Zona de Padel described it as an ideal combination of comfort and quick recovery. One coach who works with players recovering from epicondylitis recommends Royal Padel as his first choice for arm health-conscious players, before physiotherapy brands, before softer marketed alternatives. The M27 line has been reviewed consistently as one of the most explosive offerings in its price tier. At prices between 200 and 280 euros for their serious performance models, Royal Padel offers construction quality that brands arriving from tennis or football have not matched at equivalent prices. Founded in 1991. Still the answer for players who prioritize what happens inside the frame over what appears on the outside of it. And the final pick brings something different, because not every great paddle brand is Spanish. Seu is already on this list, so the fifth spot goes to a brand that deserves to be known outside Spain. Knox at the accessible tier. The AT10, Luxury Genius at 300 euros, is the entry point to the brand's serious range. The same engineering philosophy as the premium AT10, the same construction approach, at a price that most club players can justify without restructuring their budget. One reviewer described it as the best paddle racket most club players have never tried. That is a description worth acting on. Here is what all 5 Worth It brands share. None of them pay Alejandro Galán. None of them are the official partner of Premier Padel. None of them run television campaigns during major tournaments. That is not a coincidence. The brands that cannot afford to sponsor every player on the circuit have to compete on something else. They compete on what is inside the frame. The next time you are standing in a paddle shop holding a racket with a famous name on it, ask one question. Am I paying for what is inside this frame or for what is on the outside of it? The answer will tell you everything you need to know about where that money is going. Stop funding the sponsorship contracts. Start buying the rackets. Drop a comment below and tell us which brand you have been playing with, and whether this changes your next purchase. Subscribe for more content that tells you what the paddle industry hopes you never find out. We will see you on the court.